minute late. I'm a whole minute late. Okay. It's not my fault. I have defense. But before that, let me get ready here. How's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 4. Literally the 4th time we've had this scheduled hangout. I'm excited. I wasn't going to miss it. It's usually at 10 o'clock, give or take a couple minutes, depending on what happens in my life. That's more hectic, really more hectic than I would like it to be. You want a certain level of, craziness, but just not to the point where it starts getting out of control like it usually is. In this case, it was just my computer decided, oh, hey, you need to do updates immediately because you've been delaying them for so long that we're going to automatically shut down your computer without even asking you, without even consulting you. We're just going to go ahead and do this because we know better than you. Freaking computers. So that's what happened. I was like, no, I need to do a live stream computer. And the computer said, I don't know if you can actually understand the fact that I'm just restarting at this point. I'm not doing anything to communicate with you. It was very frustrating, but it's just one of those things you have to deal with, when you're interfacing with computers. Oh man, these past few days have been hectic. I'm not gonna lie. They've been days and a half, really. It's just been here, then there, then I needed to be in State College, I needed to be in Wayne, New Jersey, then Williamsport, Pennsylvania, then Atlanta, Georgia, then back in Pasadena, Maryland, where I'm from, then back to State College to hang out with some friends, hang out with my bro Brian. We filmed a bunch, and then what? Oh, and then I filmed, I'm going to film with Rob tomorrow, which is going to be cool. So yeah, I don't know who exactly is going to be coming in at this point, but oh hey, they're actually here. Well, you guys dropped in quick. You guys, it's like you knew that it was happening here. What is up, Disney girl? And we got Melanie. What is up, Melanie? What is up, Naomi? I'm glad that you can finally, know that I'm gonna say your name right, because now I can skip over that Gyeonji and just say Naomi. We skip the confusion. We just say Naomi. Oh, and Resolution Blue. Everyone's here. So, how's it going, guys? How was your week? How was everything since the last time that we talked? I want to know. It's so Raven. Did you guys have school? I guess no, spring break. I'm just wondering because everyone has a different spring break. It's not typically the same. Like, for instance, Brian's spring break is starting, this upcoming week, and I'm just ending my spring break. I didn't really get a spring break, but whatever. Julia's here. What is up, Jules? How's it going? The Caesar has dropped in. The eagle has landed. I call you the Caesar. I call Julia the Caesar. It's a long story. It's actually not a long story. It's the fact that, never mind. We'll talk about it later. And we got Sheen Trinidad. Man, I'm recognizing every one of you guys coming in here. That's awesome. Allison, you guys spring break next week? I'm kind of jealous because I wish my spring break was next week. Kind of. I didn't really get a spring break. I got 2 days. Well, I had a whole week, in all honesty, but I had to, do a whole bunch of interviews and then drive half of it, and then now I'm here, and it is Saturday. Ooh, that means church is tomorrow. I need to actually go to bed at a respectable hour. I don't make the rules. It's just something that needs to happen. Spring break is the first week of April for Disney Girl. Well, better late than never, right? That's kind of a late spring break. I don't know why in the world they have it then, but it's got to be that way. Maya's like, yo, spring break is basically over. It's basically over for me too, Maya. It's a thing. Eventually we realize it's Saturday, and Monday we have to start the whole daily grind. No one wants to grind that stuff daily, but, we just decide that it's better for us in the future, I guess. Melanie, have you gotten any other offers? No, not yet. I'm really hoping, and it's very likely, more likely than not, that I'll get an offer from other people in the next week. Well, I'll hear from them. I should, just be safe and say I will hear from them within the next week, because they could just be like, yo, by the way, we've been waiting this whole time to tell you how much you suck. And I'll just be like, wow, that's the opposite of what I wanted to hear. It's good. It could happen. I'm not going to lie. Oh my goodness. Celine E is like, it's 3 a.m. here. I should be sleeping, but I can't miss this. See, this is why I feel bad. People are like staying up until 3, and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. It's 10 p.m. here, but if it's 3 there, that's a significant time difference. That's why I really want to start a different live stream on top of this live stream, in addition to this live stream, where we can just, you know, entertain the other time zones, as it were. I don't know. I just don't want to disappoint people if I can help it. I don't have school, so no spring break. I got a job instead. Well, awesome. Congratulations. My internet's being soggy lampshade. That's the opposite of the way you want your internet, Brooke. A soggy lampshade. Boy, that's a word and a half, really. It's also 10 for me. Okay, so the king and I are pretty much in the same situation. I understand. We understand each other. This is Matt 4. I'll be back at PSU soon. Is that who I think it is? Matt? Are you just crashing my live stream? Here, I need to stalk you real quick. Who is this? Oh, it's you! You crashed my live stream. Matt. So basically, for all of you who don't know, Matt is a very good friend of mine from Penn State. We co-lead our study together. And I'm just like, wow, I think this is the first time he's really crashed he's completely crashed my live stream here. This is kind of crazy. I didn't expect you to do this. But, you just have to adapt, evolve. Darwin, as it were. And that's just what I'm going to have to do. He also has a YouTube channel. If you guys want to go ahead and stalk him, feel free. Yeah, that's kind of hilarious. Oh my goodness. Yay, you see my comment. I'm excited to start working. So, K-pop lover BTS, what is your job? Where is it? And was it like something that you've been trying to get for a while? Or was it just like, bam, an opportunity and you're like, I'm on it. I'm on this opportunity. I'm just going to get it. Sorry, I clapped. I probably shouldn't clap because this mic is going to be like, and then headphone RIP. You know what I mean? It's a thing. Come join the crazies. Oh my goodness, that's for real. I'm not gonna lie. Hold up, Mellow High, you're from Maryland too? What? There's so many people from Maryland now. I'm very happy. We can just like enjoy the fact that we're all slightly better than everyone else. I'm just kidding. Oh, but I do like Maryland. I do have some Maryland pride. I mean, they're the only people that really know how to cook a crab right. Everyone else kind of screws it up, but we pretend like they can do a decent job, but they really can't. I'm not gonna lie. But what I will do is drink some water. Sorry. I'm just taking the time to catch up on comments. I don't want to miss any comments. I know it's going to start getting crazy and the comments are going to start like flying by, but I'm going to do my best to read every single one. Allison asks, how was your spring break so far? So far it was good. It was busy. Like I said before, I spent most of it just jumping around different states around the East Coast, interviewing with companies. But hopefully a week from now, that will pay off and I'll get answers back from them on whether or not they liked me. But yeah, I forgot Maryland is actually a state. I mean, most people do. I mean, it sounds kind of surreal, Maryland, but it's okay. And it's from Brazil. Hola, Brazil! That's awesome. Melanie says drink water. I'm trying. It's important to stay hydrated. The game is dehydration only if you have to, which is like every time I study. Oh my goodness. Did you eat before or did you just order food again? I just ordered food. Like literally Brian was right here. We just watched Point Break. We had a bromance moment and then we ordered food. Then he got out of here because he's got to go back to Maryland. That's a 3-hour drive. So I'm not going to, really get in the way of that. Wow. So is Sheen Trinidad? Is it just me or it's kind of lagging? Well, I don't know if it's lagging. It looks okay to me, and if everyone starts saying that, then I'm probably going to have to restart the stream. It's just something that needs to happen. I hope you can react to So Hyang in the future. I did, and that will come out soon. Yeah. Claire, Claire. Wait, Maryland's a state? I'm Canadian, so I know nothing about the states. Well, basically, there's too many states, and they're all not really important. It's basically just you live in the U.S., that's fine. We can just enjoy the fact that everyone in the U.S. lives in the U.S. I like to be near the coasts. It doesn't really matter, as long as there's like a good suburban area and I have family and friends and I'm near the water. Josh Binder's happy. That's funny. Lass. First time I'm actually here for one of these streams and it's past 3 a.m. LOL. And I'm still in uni. That's funny. Wow. Well, you need to like get some sleep because like sleep is a legit thing people need, especially when they're at the university studying. But yeah. That's funny. Visiting South Korea. What is the secret to perfect skin? Well, I would say secrets. There are 10 secrets that I follow by for relatively decent skin because it's really impossible to get perfect with my current diet and lifestyle choices. So I work with what I have, and by what I have, it's what I choose. KC, first live stream too. Well, welcome to everyone who is here for the very first time in this live stream. Hello, how are you doing? I'm actually asking, that's a real question, because I'm like reading the comments like crazy. Oh man. Tell me your secrets. Oh, to the skin thing? Well, I mean, it would take a while. I don't want to like completely overwhelm the stream with just talking about skincare regimen for the next half an hour, which is really what it would take. But you know what? I actually have been writing down ideas for future videos, different series, as it were, that I was going to start. And that's one of them. So I'm actually planning on doing that eventually, which is kind of cool. I just got actually an offer, as many of you know, from a company in Atlanta, Georgia. And that actually starts January of 2017. So by the time I graduate, I'm going to be around for 7 months before I would start. So what do? I'm thinking about just doing all of those ideas I never had time for on YouTube. So you guys are going to be sick of all the videos I would end up making. I mean, just with the videos I make so far with zero time, imagine the ideas that I would do with time. 10 secrets he'll never reveal, probably. Well, that's possible. That is possible, Mel. But in all reality, I think that I will eventually do it. It just might not be now because I have like physics and stuff. But I have a little advice in streaming. Play some background music, but then the comments are gone. I can't read it anymore. Background music. I actually tried to do that once, and then my video got blocked in 17 countries because it got copyrighted. So I try to avoid the background music, but maybe I'll try to find like some royalty-free music, and then we'll do it then. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, definitely taking those suggestions. Thank you. I'll definitely do that. So I'm thinking that at the end of the day, I kind of have these routines. I don't know, do you guys have routines at the end of the day where you just typically have the things that you do, like, I don't know, it could be as simple as, brushing your teeth and washing your face or when getting into pajamas or whatever, but I typically have this routine, and if I don't do the routine, it's very tough for me to, like, comfortably get in sleep mode, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm a creature of habit. I'm not afraid to admit it. Everyone has different routines. What are your routines? Everyone has their routines. It's very interesting. I feel like you can learn a lot about someone just by observing their routines. Brian has a very interesting routine. I just saw his last night. It was fun. It's been a while since I've actually seen Brian. It's probably been almost a year, which is never good to go that long without seeing your BFF. But yeah, wake up, struggle, sleep, done. Makes sense. Yes, routines where I drink lots of coffee. Well, hopefully in the morning. I couldn't drink coffee right before I go to bed, or there would be no sleep. My routine is to make my bed before I get in it. That's literally me half the time, more than half the time, actually. I get milk tea 3 times a week. To be honest, my routine is just stay up until it's sleep or die. Been there. Been. These are all very good routines. Very, very good routines. And finally made it to Josh's live stream. Well, I'm glad you can make it. I feel like this is a lot of people's first time. And I just want to welcome everyone and say this is a safe place where you can just hang out, chill, have a good time, ask embarrassing questions, get to the point where it's so inappropriate, I'm probably going to have to delete the live stream when it's done. That's my goal, really, to get that into it, that it's too far, and we just need to delete it when we're done. I haven't gotten there yet, but we will tonight, if we're able to actually pull that off. I don't know. I'm seeing requests here. Hope we could react to 2 days, 1 night, season 3 variety show. That's so specific. 2 days, 1 night, season 3 variety show. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. I'd have to look that up, which means I need to remember it, so I'd probably have to, write it down. But I don't have, a pen and paper in front of me right now, so I'm not going to remember it. Sorry. You're going to have to, tweet me or send me something on, I don't know, Instagram or even Facebook. Or Snapchat. Any one of those. Just here, I'm not even going to remember it. Plus, these comments delete. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but all these live comments just delete the second the stream is done. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Kitty Kate. Kate says, did you have dinner already? I'm having my lunch right now. Lunch right now? Wow. Okay, so yes, I did have dinner. It was a little later than I usually would like to have it, but I had it, so better late than never. What is the best thing to do when you are stressed in life? The best thing to do is to dance. Just start angrily dancing. Just dance however you usually dance. It's important to dance. When you're in public, it's even more important to dance. Because then when people start seeing you, they realize, dang, man, that person over there, he's really dancing out, man. I'm jealous. I need to start dancing. And eventually, they start dancing. And it's a vicious cycle where people see other people dancing. And all these stressed out people just say, yeah, you know what? I want to dance too. And they're all going to start dancing, just having a good time. That's how the original flash mob started. True story. It's just people started dancing away their stress right in the middle of work, right in the middle of university, right in the middle of an airport, different time zone, different people, different nationalities. It doesn't matter. Different age groups, different social status. None of that matters. They just decided to dance their problems away, and eventually they all just came together as unity. That's how the Verse Dance Club started. None of that is true. It would be funny if it was. Oh my goodness. I dance in Walmart and embarrass my brother. It's very important to dance in Walmart, and even more important to embarrass your brother. I mean, Julia knows this to be true. You have to embarrass if you don't embarrass your brother, you're really not doing a good job as a sibling. That's what I always say. What phone do you have? LG G3, and the best thing about it is probably just the layout of everything and just how fast it is, but the worst thing is the battery life. I can't stand the battery life. It's awful. Do you watch anime? I watch too much anime. I don't anymore, but I used to watch a lot. I just burped. So I actually have a list. I should actually look it up. It's called myanimelist.net. It's like a Facebook profile for your anime categories, everything you've watched. I could actually pull that up, but I don't want to make you guys wait. But I've seen a lot of anime, and I could just read off lists to you. I don't know. It's a thing. I had an LG G3, but I switched to a 6S. I don't know. I honestly am starting to feel like recently it's time to switch to another phone. I'm not there yet with my contract, but I'm actually feeling very much like I'd like to switch to a different phone. Very content, but it's getting to the point where things are slowing down, things are starting to break. You're just like, I could go for another phone. I don't know. Yo, what's your favorite anime, Josh? Wait, I missed another one. According to psychology, if one person starts dancing, it's highly likely that anyone will join them, but if another person joins, it's then likely that most other people in the crowd would eventually join in. Makes sense. So it's getting over that one person. Yeah. As soon as they can do that, everyone joins. It's kind of that way in life. Yeah, it doesn't just apply to dancing. I guess it applies to a lot of different things. Favorite anime though. I did really enjoy One Punch Man. I would say it was probably either Samurai Champloo or I'd have to look at my anime list and really narrow it down. One Punch was awesome though, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. What are your favorite animes? Like, do you have a favorite? I know it's tough to pick, especially when you watch a lot. It can be that way with people who watch K-dramas. They're like, oh, don't even ask me what my favorite K-drama is. And I'm like, all right, I won't. They're like, all right, well, now that you've asked me, I'm going to sit you down and tell you hours and hours about K-dramas. And I'm like, all right, this is a reality. This is happening. And then you just accept it. Then you learn a lot about K-dramas. But it was at 3 a.m., and it was in the middle of nowhere, so now I forgot most of it. Death Note was a good one. It was solid. I really enjoyed Death Note. It's a good anime. Season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. I have heard of that. I haven't watched that. I actually was thinking about watching that. Yeah, absolutely. Bleach. I mean, how long is Bleach? Like, it's so long. And does it still go on? It's just like never ending. I need something that's like, like condensed into like a beautiful package where it has a beginning, middle, and an end. I don't know. Jesse's here. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Oh man, reminds me of some things. So, I don't know why, I just flashed back to playing sports as a kid. I was put into baseball and soccer. Those were my two like kid sports where I like did it for years in a row. Baseball and soccer growing up. I also did taekwondo from ages 12 to 17. I pretty much stopped after I got my black belt. What sports were you guys in? I want to know what sports you guys were involved in, if any. You don't have to be involved in a sport at all. But it's just something interesting to talk about someone with. It's like, oh, we were both in baseball. We know how boring it can be to play outfielder and just like play with the grass and make friends with a squirrel, then eventually realize that the squirrel wasn't really friends with you. He was friends with a piece of beef jerky in your back pocket. It's a long story. But basically what I'm trying to say is don't trust a rabid animal. Oh, no way. The king is a black belt in karate. Oh, cool. Debbie plays volleyball. That's awesome. Resolution Blue, you play track and field? And failed. I did the same thing. Tried track and field. Failed miserably. Badminton. Kim plays badminton. Badminton's fun. I enjoy badminton. I play some mean badminton. I like get really into it where I'm like flailing my body around, just like grabbing it. Basically playing every position and like, wow, wait, okay. Wow, Cheryl, cheerleading. That's awesome. Track and field and weightlifting? I wouldn't mess with you. That's pretty insane. Adlight. Hi, Josh. Today is my birthday. It's your birthday? What? What year are you in? Happy birthday. I'm just going to say that. Happy birthday. But seriously, how old are you? Am I allowed to ask? I know you're not supposed to ever ask someone their age, especially if they're a lady. Well, if they're a dude, it doesn't matter. I think dudes don't really mind that as much. But ladies, you need to respect that. So if you are a lady, respectfully asking. But I'm not going to take offense if you say no. You just say, no, I'm not telling you my age. And then you slap me through the camera. I don't know how you would do that, but just put like in parentheses slap, and then I'll slap myself for you. Jocelyn. I tried lacrosse, and I got beat up. People in lacrosse are like into it. Like, that's no joke. People take that a little too seriously sometimes. Like those lax bros. It's a thing. There's some tough people who play lacrosse. They get into it. Oh man. Netball and trampoline. I love the trampoline. I've been on a trampoline ever since like age 5. My parents put a trampoline in the backyard. I'm one of 5 kids. So just imagine spending hours and hours a day on a trampoline with 5 siblings. That is a lot of craziness and hecticness. I mean, it's pretty much sink or swim. You gotta learn to fend for yourself when you're in a pack. We're basically a pack of wolves. And anyone who's had a lot of siblings knows it's a lot like being in a rabid pack of wolves. Yeah. Naomi, I played soccer for 7 years. Wow. You're probably way better than me. I played it like a couple years in Pee Wee. Oh, okay. Adelaide's 21. Well, happy 21st birthday. Have a drink on me. I don't even know if that's really a thing people do anymore. I mean, that's typically what my bros and I would do when we hit 21st. We would just like go have drinks, have a good time, celebrate the fact that it's actually legal and it's no longer going to be like a fun thing to do anymore. I don't know. What, Naomi? You grew up with 5 siblings? Are you serial? You were what? You had one more sibling than me? You were all 6? I only grew up with 5 total. You were 6 total. You're like one more level of like craziness than me. You just topped me basically. I have nothing to say at this point. That's pretty insane. Wow. How many siblings have you guys had like just growing up? Like I know that, when you're spaced apart, you might not grow up with everyone at once, but how many siblings have you guys had? I feel like a lot of what you're used to and what you've grown up with, that's what you end up like preferring later when you have your own family, for instance. Like if you have a lot of family members, typically you want to have more than just a couple kids. But if you only have like one sibling or you're an only child, you're not going to want to have 5 kids. That's just, I've never met it like that. I've never met anyone like that. They typically want to have, give or take, a couple of, depending on like what they were experiencing growing up. That's what I've seen. I could be wrong for some people. It's just, that's the general thing I've seen. Okay, 2 siblings, 3. Wow, 8 siblings. That's your friend? That's amazing. 1, quite sad. That's amazing. We were 7 children in my fam. Holy cow, Adelaide, that's insanity. The King, 1 brother. Brooke Madison, 1 older sister. Kate, older brother and younger brother. Okay, you're right in the middle, and you're, oh boy, that's tough, having 2 brothers, and you're the only sister. Makes sense. Wow, 8 siblings here. What? That's insanity. KC, I have 2 bros and 1 sis. Oh my goodness. Lastly, I have 2 siblings. My dad had like 13 siblings. What? That's so many aunts and uncles. That's such a situation. Dang, Daniel. That's insanity. Carolina asks, how many kids do you want to have? Me? I mean, you could have been asking someone else in the comments section, but I'm just going to pretend like you were asking me. Can I go change my pants real quick? I know that's odd. I'm not going to pretend that isn't odd. But I've been wearing like, uncomfortable, normal big boy pants all day. And I want to go to put on sweatpants. But I didn't think about that before I started this. And now I really want to put on sweatpants. So if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to leave. And I won't be gone for like more than like 20 seconds. But I just need to go put on sweatpants because this is uncomfortable and I want to be comfortable. So it's about me. And I'm sorry, I'm selfish. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, here we go. Wow, these comment sections really got out of hand quick. All right, so the last question I was asked was, Carolina, how many kids do I want to have? That's tough to say. I think it very much depends on the way you feel at the time because not everyone, for instance, when you're in high school and you have an idea in your head, 10 years later, that idea will probably be a little different. I'm not even dating anyone right now, so it's hard to say, oh yeah, this is exactly the amount of kids I want to have. I would say that I don't want to have just 1 or 2. That's kind of, I feel like, cruel on just like having 1 kid and no brothers and sisters. Or maybe just 2 and they're spaced far apart and they have like no one to hang out with. I would say between 3 and 4. That would probably be what I'm looking at. That's just a personal preference. That could change. It might change tomorrow. I'm not committing to any number, but it would definitely be probably 3 or 4. I wouldn't want like 6, 7, 8. That just sounds like insanity. Just because I don't think that I could really commit and give the time that I think is necessary to each sibling by the time it gets to that big of a number. I feel like that's not fair. I wouldn't be able to give that much time and effort that they would need individually. So between 3 and 4, to be honest, I could probably be convinced by my wife one day which one of those two, or plus or minus one of those two. So it's really a decision you'd arrive at together. It's not really one or the other, for sure. It's something that you would have to discuss, something you would have to really come to a mutual agreement about. And that's just the way it is with relationships. Jocelyn, not with this economy. No, that's for sure. Oh man. I mean, that's the thing though. If you're in a certain area with your standard of living and your income, you might not be able to afford a certain amount of kids, and that's just a situation. That's just the way it is, and that sucks. But you just have to accept it or make changes in order to accommodate. I don't know. Glare, 0 children, 15 cats. That sounds so depressing. Oh man. I want a pet unicorn. Does that count? Of course that counts. That always counts. So yes. Let's see here. Female 4 kids sounds like so much pain. Oh, jeez. Yeah, tell my mom. She went through 5 natural births. She's basically a superhero at this point. It's like, can you imagine raising 5 kids? 3 boys and like 2 girls. That's insanity. I mean, boys are just tougher than girls in general. It's a completely different animal. But girls can be tougher in different ways. So, gotta set up a lot of college savings accounts, Josh. That's for darn sure. Yeah, I don't know. Karina. Hi, Josh. I decided to say hi before sleeping. Hi. Now that I've said hi, hopefully you can sleep. I'm not going to be upset if you just decide to go to bed now because I'm assuming it's probably very late there and you probably have an early morning. And we all have things to do. Every one of us in this chat. We have things to do, people to see, stuff to get done. So, no harm there. Black bean noodles. It's bomb. Is that black bean? Is that like the fire noodle? I mean, I have fire noodle over there. I'm actually kind of hungry. I could go for some fire noodle. But yeah, Josh, what's your favorite color? Boy. Definitely a blue. I mean, I love gunmetal. That's kind of depressing on everything. I have my certain type of fashion style that I like. I have my layouts in homes, like architectural designs that I typically like. Oh, black bean, that makes a lot more sense. Modern urban chic is a typical one that I'd look at. And there's a lot of glass and gunmetal. But in terms of color, just arbitrarily, what's your favorite color? I'm going to have to pick a shade of blue. It's tough to say which shade. They all, sort of have different emotions behind them. But yeah, definitely a blue to answer your question. Has to be blue. Resolution Blue knows what's up. Word. Let's see here. Carolina. Gonna get something to eat. Be right back. Alright, take your time. We'll just be here waiting. Let's see, Melanie. Josh, what's your favorite holiday? Good question. Holiday. Thanksgiving has good food. Christmas is amazing. Favorite holiday? I'd say Christmas, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. 100% Christmas. I just wanted to consider the other ones first to make sure that was where I was going to commit in terms of favorite holiday. What about you guys? What are all your favorite holidays? Like, do you have like a certain holiday that is typically more fun than others, or they're all kind of the same, or as long as you're spending time with family, that's the real holiday? All those cliche answers. I want to hear them. I'm a sucker for cliche. I'm really a hopeless romantic in a way. So Melody with the questions. What's your favorite time of day? Definitely not morning. I'm not a morning person. And I wouldn't say at night either, even though I'm like very active at night and I'm pretty sharp and I'm typically a night owl. Um, I wouldn't say night either because night is kind of depressing in a way, even though you can do a lot of cool stuff. Party at night, hang with friends, people are off work, off school. That's where some things can happen. But I would say probably just around when the sun is the highest in the sky because that's like the most energy. That's where things are the most lit up. That's where like things can operate at maximum efficiency. I mean, sometimes if I'm in class or I'm just studying and it's like so nice outside, I don't make the rules. I just need to drop everything that I'm doing and I just need to run outside, grab my longboard, and just go. No plans. I have to do it. It's just not up to me because the day is there and I also need to be there. I'm sorry, I'm missing so many of these questions. Sunny but windy or cloudy and warm? Sunny and windy. Absolutely sunny and windy. Yeah, I have to. I have to pick sunny and windy. Hope Field. I miss your old reactions. Which ones? Like JAJ or like with a certain person? You gotta let me know. Spring break for me. Well, congratulations, Joanne. I mean, spring break is really what's up. Hopefully you have more of a spring break than I had. Do you like the tiny homes that are popular now? I've been thinking about making one. I mean, I understand the allure of the tiny home and just all the things that can come along. There's a pros and cons list, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't thought about home buying for a while. I mean, it's not really in my near future yet. More of apartments, actually. I gotta look at that. But the tiny homes are adorable, I gotta admit. And some of them have absolutely everything. I just wouldn't want to be sleeping like right next to where I poop, which is right next to where I eat. That's basically where the tiny homes kind of go for me. But that's just me. Have you seen Deadpool yet? Yes, I have, and it was hilarious. I'm vitamin D deficient because I live in the library. It's a thing. People can get vitamin D deficient. I wish I could take the pill from Limitless where you can do, yeah, absolutely. NZT 48. I would definitely take NZT 48 like the dude in Limitless. I'm missing so many of these things. I need to know, Josh, what's your favorite potato dish? Oh my goodness. Potato dish? I mean, I love the French fries, but I love the loaded potatoes, like the ones where they like have the potato skin and they like turn it into mashed potatoes, look like the cheddar cheese and the bacon. Oh my goodness, there's so many things. But I also like where they have the deep fried potato slices. So it's almost like potato chips, but they're thick and they're deep fried and they're just, it's so good. And I want that in my face hole. So there's a lot of different potato dishes is what I'm trying to tell you that I would actually like. It's tough to pick just one. I don't know who saw The Martian, but that was actually a thing on The Martian too. He ate potatoes for how many years? And then he like ate it with crushed up Vicodin because no one could stop him. And I was like, what a baller. But yeah, I don't know if that's it. Jesse Etchy. But that's my answer. What is a loaded potato and where can I get one? You gotta look it up. Potatoes. OMG, my Irish is so happy. I'm Irish too. I'm part Irish. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. Like if I grow out a full beard, there's like a little like redness going on there. It's a thing. Oh my goodness. Josh and potatoes. Tater tots. Potatoes. Who saw Lord of the Rings with Samwise Gamgee? Potatoes. You boil them, mash them, stick them in stew. There's a lot of things you can do. Oh man. I'm just reading the comments. Melanie asks, Josh, what is your favorite animal? For the longest time, it was the lemur, just because they are freaking adorable, and ocelots are like adorable. I would probably say the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Yeah, that canine is adorable. I actually probably think I'll get a dog one day, and if I do, it'll very likely be a Corgi, Pembroke Welsh Corgi. I'm gonna go to the breeder and like just see all the little puppies running around, and I'm gonna know because I knew when Jack was the one. when I went there, and they were all just a couple weeks old. They couldn't really see too well, and they had like their eyes all shut, and they were like jumping over each other, and one of them was there. And they were, you know how I knew Jack Jack was the one? I'll tell you how I knew Jack Jack was the one. All the brothers and sisters, they were all having fun, that was great. They were all very active, but they were doing their own thing, which is fine. They're all brothers and sisters, they're doing their own thing. But Jack Jack noticed us, and he noticed me. And he kind of just like, he was really tiny, but he noticed me, and he kind of just like fumbled over. He fell over a couple times on his own like paws, and he kind of tripped over. But he kept his eyes on me, and he came up right next to me. And he just was like, hey, how's it going? I realized you're here too. I wanted to come over and say hi. And I was like, all right, clearly this is the one. We hadn't even named him at this point. Joy won't admit it, but I named him Jack Jack because the Incredibles had just come out. And Jack Jack, baby Jack Jack. And I was like, oh, we have to call him Jack Jack. And then Joy was like, oh, Jack Jack, we should call him Jack Jack. And she got in her head that she named him, but I named him, and it's kind of a big deal. So I named him, Joy. I named the dog. Reeling it back here, I would get a Pembroke Welsh Corgi. Had to do it. Had to do it. Oh my goodness. Jack Jack is such a nice dog. Jack Jack is 9 years old now. It's hard to believe. He's getting up there. He's getting older. You don't choose pets. They choose you. Deep. Deep. Not always true, but I can respect that. Josh, what is your favorite word? Probably just word. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question. No idea. No idea. Hard to pick. That's a hard thing to pick. Very true. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I really would like to get a dog. I would love to get a dog right now, but I don't have, I guess to be honest, I don't have like this situation. Yeah, I don't have the situation to get a dog right now because of how much I'm running around and like the fact that I'm moving, and I'm very likely going to move within the next couple months to my job, wherever that ends up being. And if I get this job, if I decide to accept this job in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to literally be flying 4 days out of the week, every single week. So unfortunately, that doesn't really allow to have a pet like a dog. But you know what? I'm actually going to sit on the floor because I feel like it. So I'm going to bring you guys down with me. Here we go. This is happening. Picking you guys up. Oh. Boy, this is a thing. Pulling you down. Now we're here together. We're just chilling out. Just you and me. This is a thing. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. From 1 to 10, how much do you crave sushi right now? I'm a fan of sushi, actually. My favorite would be eel. Then I like salmon and tuna. But definitely my favorite would be eel at first. I eat it probably once every other week when I can. But I'm not craving it right now. No, I'm really not. Can we have a room tour? Right now? Oh boy. No. No. Next week. I need to prepare for this. Things happened here. Oh my goodness. I'm out in a while off to church. Well, Kate, give it your heart, give it your all. I'm sure you're gonna kill it. So, just I'll be praying for you, keeping you in my thoughts and my heart, my prayers. Just rock hard. I gave up beef for Lent and I'm dying. Isn't there like vegetarian beef where it like tastes similar to beef and you can kind of like just act like it's beef? I don't know. Like there's a lot of things that are vegetarian that are like, I don't know, like veggie bacon, veggie beef, veggie chicken, veggie burgers. It's like we never see like the opposite, like things shaped like vegetables that are actually meat. It's interesting. Oh, is Jesse leaving? All right. See you, Jesse. Have a good time. Take it easy. Have a good night. Sleep well. And I'll catch you in the next stream, probably. What is my favorite food? That's a good question. I'm like very American, so I love a good burger and fries, but I also love a good steak and potatoes. But I also love cream chip beef on toast. So between those three things, that's a tough thing to pick. Really tough. Probably a burger and fries. That's so American, but I'm embracing it. What are your favorite foods? Do you have a favorite food? Do you feel that there's still a food out there you haven't tried that is your favorite food? Do you have a favorite food that only your mother can make? Do you have your favorite food that only a certain fast food restaurant can make? You know, I asked that because I just met a girl who her favorite food is fast food and she can't pick. Like Wendy's, Taco Bell, McDonald's, they're all her favorite. And she just basically eats fast food every chance she can get, which just sounds terrible. It just sounds like, how are you still alive? But, you know, that's just someone's thing. I'm just reading people's favorite foods right now. Bulgogi. Oh my goodness, how good is bulgogi? Resolution below. Indian food is the best. Oh my goodness, isn't it? I love Indian food. Akbar got me into Indian food. Akbar's Pakistani, so they're right next to India, basically. So they have a lot of Indian influence with their culture and their foods. So chicken tikka masala is just like, you gotta find the right person to get it though. Wow. Dude, I love food, all foods, any food, food world. Interesting. Okay, tacos. Tacos are amazing. I can respect that. Burgers and fries are also my favorite. And also, I love pizza. Okay, great. Good. Solid. Pizza's good, but you gotta get the right kind of pizza. There's a lot of terrible pizza out there. Oranges and lemons. I've never heard that as being someone's favorite. Meatballs are amazing. I'm not gonna argue with that. Cake is my first love. I mean, I can respect that, Naomi. I mean, if you like cake, you like cake. I mean, cake is great. My favorite dessert in the whole world, by far, is like the double decadent chocolate cake with like, it's basically like chocolate fudge with chocolate icing and chocolate everything. It's just chocolate, chocolate, chocolate cake. That's my favorite. Like the flourless, ultra thick, dense cake. That's me. That's what I like. I don't know. I got jungle fever for cake. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Thanks, Josh. I'm actually feeling a bit sick now, but I'll be leading worship today, so I'm just going to try my best. Bye, Josh. Bye, guys. See you again soon. I knew you were on the worship team. That's why I was like, I'm praying for you. But that sucks that you're sick and you have to lead worship. What? Well, God will give you strength, girlfriend. That is insanity, but more power to you, you know? So we'll be praying. You take it easy. Have an awesome, awesome time. And let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Sorry, some of these comments. Oh my goodness. Mimsy, British fish and chips. You know, I really want to go just straight over there and just try authentic fish and chips, like the real stuff. That's what I would like to do. Yeah. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do that because I feel like in America, we're not going to have a lot of the authentic foods. Like, sure, I've had Chinese food, but I've had a lot of American Chinese food. I want to have, like, legitimate Chinese food, not your run-of-the-mill P.F. Chang's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sure some of them can do it right, but I just want the authenticness of it. Like, I want to go to Italy and try Italian food, because I've heard from people that have gone to Italy. My friends, my family went there. My parents went there for their anniversary recently. I mean, it just sounds absolutely amazing, especially their gelato. Like, what? I'm sure it's amazing. There was something I wanted to bring up. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what it was. It'll come to me if it's important. But anyway, just to let you guys know what's going on recently, I just got done hanging out with my friend Brian, and he's my friend from high school. I've known him longer than Akbar and John. And tomorrow, Rob is driving up here, so we're definitely going to be filming, Rob and I. We're gonna like try to knock out a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna throw out a tweet tomorrow, being like, "Yo, we filmed everything you guys have requested so far. Could you give us more requests for when Rob and I like want to film?" And so hopefully I can get some good requests then. I feel like we've been doing so much, we would just have to do old stuff at this point. I feel like we've done a lot of the new stuff. But yeah, poutine. I feel like I've heard of that. I just haven't had that yet. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, neck. Had to crack it. Let's see. It was kind of crazy though. Like for the longest time, I've been really, really close with Brian. He definitely my best friend for years. And then I went to college. He was my best friend in high school. Graduated high school, went to college. Obviously Penn State, so very far from home. It's tough, not seeing your best friend for that long. Obviously you're both living your lives and you're being really busy, but to go from seeing your best friend every day to not seeing him really at all, except for like special occasions, that's not easy, and that there's like nothing that really went wrong and you're not mad at each other and the relationship is perfectly fine, but communication kind of just tapers off. And I feel like you guys know what that's like, to just lose communication with someone close to you. And it was really no one's fault. It's just that happens. It didn't get cut off entirely, but, we were always very close. And he's been dating the same girl for 10 years. I could tell you some stories. I mean, stories are there. There was one time where they weren't doing too well, and there was a lot of, questioning things and questioning the relationship. And he actually broke up with her. And this was a junior year of high school, I think. And he came to my house and he's like, "Dude, so I just broke up with my girlfriend. I broke up with Emily." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Dude, you need to come over. This is sleepover time. It's happening out of nowhere. This needs to happen. We have to do this." So I had him over for a sleepover and I basically sat him down. I wanted to hear what he had to say. And I was like, "Dude, you have to get her back. I mean, this is a girl that you just don't want to lose. Like, this is a girl you don't want to miss. This is an opportunity. I mean, this is her. This is the person you're supposed to be with." And I had known her for a bit because he's my best friend. And she's a very, very solid girl, so good head on her shoulders, beautiful, and she's like really good for Brian. She's perfect for Brian. And so I was trying to encourage him to get them back together. So what I did was, the girl that I was dating at the time, we're no longer dating, my ex, I had called her up without telling Brian, and I was like, "You need to invite Emily over," which was Brian's girlfriend, "and you need to invite her over to your house for a sleepover." So we're both sleeping over with them. I'll be sleeping over with Brian, you'll be sleeping over with Emily, and then we have to literally completely just leave in the middle of the night. Like, I'm gonna get Brian, we're gonna go all the way to your house, we're gonna bicycle all the way there, and we're gonna get them back together in some like romantic situation. And she was like, "All right, cool." So she had Emily come over. Obviously Brian was already sleeping over, and I was like convincing him and talking to him about it, and he was like, "I feel like you're right, man." And I was like, "Dude, you know what we gotta do?" And he's like, "What's that?" I was like, "Right now she's sleeping over at my GF's house. We're going to go there right now, and you're going to get back your girl." And he was like, "What? How is this a thing? I didn't even know that was happening." And I was like, "Dude, don't worry about it. It's just something we need to accept and something we need to do." So we bicycled all the way there. It was like 7.5 miles to get there. And then we got there, then they got back together, and they were all like lovey-dovey and stuff. And then we ended up getting in trouble for leaving this whole thing. But I still would have done it again. And they got back together, and they've been dating ever since. Then they got engaged about 5 years later. And that's where we are now, a year into their engagement. And it's crazy because, as close as we are, Brian, Brian's close to his family too. And he always told his cousin, his cousin, that he was going to be his best man. And it was always like, ah, man, like I always wanted Brian to be my best man. Like I wish I could be his best man. But I get it, like people have like things with their family members, and that's really important. Family's very, very important to keep close. And, he's always promised him that. That's fine. That's great. I was actually the best man at my brother-in-law's wedding. And my sister Joy, my older sister Joy, she got married like 3 or 4 years ago. And she got married to a dude named Felipe. And Felipe and I are really close, awesome dude. And I was able to have the honor of being the best man at his wedding. That was amazing. It was just awesome. He's from Colombia, so half of the wedding party, half of the people who were invited were Colombian, and half of them were just American. So it was like a direct division of like Colombian and American. I remember giving my best man speech, and I was like, clearly I need to make some references to this. So I was like, wow, it's really like West Side Story up in here. We're all laughing, and I was like, all right, well, let me just be the first to say it. I'm giving my best man speech. Join Felipe right over there to my right. I'm like, first of all, I was never really sure about this guy. People are like, what? And I was like, when Joy first brought him home, I was like, who is this guy? And why is my sister dating Aladdin? Because Felipe looks like Aladdin, which is my favorite Disney movie. And people are laughing and crying and blah, 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 because I like gave like an emotional speech. But it was good. It was a great speech. That I actually threw together about a half an hour before I gave it, because I'm terrible. I'm terrible at procrastinating, but it was still a great speech. Anyway, back to this thing with Brian. We're really close, super close, and we were able to still have summers together where we could still have a weekend or two at the beach house. I know many of you remember back in the J days, I shoot like videos and stuff of skimboarding and stuff. That's the beach house. That's where I want to go in the summers as much as I can. That's where I want to like get back together and reconnect with the people that are most important to me, like Brian. So Brian and I were able to do that. We have kind of tradition of doing that in the summers, but I wasn't able to do that one summer, just this past couple summers, and it was tough. It was tough because that was always our thing. No matter how busy we got, we always had that summer where we could just reconnect like nothing happened. Like reconnect like we were never separated from because of college and stuff. So the fact that, I wasn't able to do that, it's tough. It felt like we got some more distance between us, and things were the same, but like not entirely. And so it's tough. And I also wasn't able to see him this past Christmas break. The whole Christmas break, I was there for weeks. I wasn't able to see him at all. And that was really disappointing for both of us. We wanted to be able to, especially because we couldn't over the summer. We really wanted to over spring break. So we were planning, spring break, the second it's spring break, you need to come up to State College and you need to like hang out. We need to hang out so we can like film and have a good time. We're all really excited about it, and it happened. It just happened yesterday. We got here together. Today we were able to hang out, and that was awesome. And we were like staying up late talking. We were like filming, and we were, just having a really good time. And then we realized it was getting late, and he needed to go home. And this is just a couple hours ago. And like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, this is gonna be the last few hours I'm gonna spend with this dude. It's really important to me, and he's about to leave, and I'm probably not going to see him again for a long time. So we're talking about life, and we're talking about his relationship and his marriage that's coming up, and we're talking about everything. And it's starting to dawn on me that it's going to be a very long time until I see him again. I'm starting to wonder in the back of my mind. I'm really wondering. I need to be completely honest with you guys. I'm starting to wonder in my mind, like, am I as close with him as I was in the past? Do we have this distance that time just literally just is starting to make us drift apart? Not even in a bad way, just in the way that we're becoming different. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I feel like you might understand what I'm trying to say. But that was in the back of my mind for one of the first times ever. And so I'm sitting there, he's sitting here, and we're just talking. And then he looks at me and he says, I can tell there's something he wanted to say. But then he said this. Sorry, I've been ignoring the comments. I'm sorry. I've been monologuing. I've been ignoring texts and comments. I'm sorry. What's going on here? Melanie's pissed off for some reason. That's pretty typical. What's going on here? Something about Starbucks. You know what? I'm literally gonna close this door over here because like there's semis outside. All right, here I am. Okay, what did I miss? I'm sorry. Bye, Naomi. Oh, Naomi's leaving? Oh, see you. Have a good time. Have a good night. I don't wanna like monologue and miss anything. I was probably pissing people off here. Did I piss people off? I'm sorry. Josh, you should change the live stream title to Dinner with Josh. Dinner with Josh. I'm not eating. I mean, I guess I could wait until I eat. But I felt bad doing that last time. I felt bad because what do you call it? I felt like I was just eating in front of you guys and I wasn't able to like really like do that like live stream as much. Oh. Melanie, I'm only semi-typically pissed off. Brian should be better soon. What did he say? Don't leave us hanging. Don't think too much about it. Okay, so people wanna know the rest of the story. So Brian's sitting here, and this is just a couple hours ago. I was sitting right there, and you know that these are the thoughts in my head. You know, everything that I had just said. You know, I was just wondering, like, not really like, oh, we're drifting apart, woe is me, but like there were some thoughts in my head. Like, I just feel like maybe it's just been too long. Maybe the fact that we don't see each other like we did. Maybe that's just what's gonna happen, you know? And so we're thinking about these things. Well, I'm thinking about these things. And then he looks at me, and I can tell he's trying to say something, but he doesn't know how to like fit it in. And he was like, so I was talking to Emily a while back, and he's like, we were having conversations. He was like, you know, we were talking about you too. And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if this is a good thing, because I mean, I was usually the crazy friend in a way, so Emily wasn't always thrilled the fact that he was hanging out with me. Not that she ever had a problem with me. She's probably just thinking, wow, I hope my boyfriend comes back in one piece if he's hanging out with him. So we're fine now, you know. But he looked and he's talking about this. He's like, I was hanging out with Emily. We were talking about things, and he was like, and it was just really interesting because I actually came to this conclusion recently, and I wanted to be able to talk to you about it. And I was like, so what conclusion did you talk about? And he was like, well, he said, I've been thinking about it a lot, and it's something that's really important to me, something I want to be able to talk to you about. And I was thinking, I stopped him. I was like, wait a second, are you breaking up with me? He was like, no, because it felt kind of like he was breaking up with me, but not really, just his word choice. And he said, listen, I know things have been like crazy with like the fact that, you know, you're real busy, you're in college, you're trying to get a job. He's like, I'm in college, I'm trying to get a job, I'm trying to plan a wedding and everything. He said, but I need to be honest, and I just need to ask you something. And I was like, okay, great. I said, ask me. Just, if there's anyone you can ask anything or tell anything to with zero judgment, it's me. And he said, I just wanted to ask if you would be my best man. I was like, what? Are you kidding me, Brian? You would. It took me a while to process this. Now this, I just can't tell you guys enough what was going through my mind when he asked me that. I got something in my eye. This is stupid. I'm not emotional. That's not something that happens to me. And he asked me, he said, dude, it would be an honor if you would be my best man. There were feels. there still are feels. And I was like, bro, a second ago, I thought you were breaking up with me. Of course, I will be your best man. I will be the bestest man. I literally said that. I said bestest man, and I realized afterwards how dumb that sounded. But I was like, I will be the bestest man you will ever have. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to spend all my money on your wedding. And I'm going to buy you a Lamborghini so you can like drive off into the sunset. And he's like, actually, our honeymoon's overseas in Hawaii. And I was like, I will buy you a G6 airplane. And I'm taking you there. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And he was like, that's awesome, man. He's like, I'm so glad that I can rely on you, blah, blah, blah. I don't even remember what he said after that because I passed out. And then he was able to, like, wake me up and, like, put water on my face. And I was like, oh, what happened? And he was like, I just asked you if you wanted to be my best man. Then I'm like, I passed out again. Oh, man. It was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. So it was a whirlwind of emotion. I felt a lot of feels. And it was just really nice. And Melanie, and I'm crashing your honeymoon and I'm coming too. I said that. I was like, by the way, I'm going to be a third wheel for your wedding. I mean, I'm going to be right outside your hotel room knocking. And they're going to open up and I'm going to be like, so we ran out of toothpaste. And they're going to be like, what? Why are you here? And I was like, well, the best man needs to make sure the honeymoon goes well. Duh. And they're like, no, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. And I was like, yeah, right. So I'm going to go get us toothpaste. So it was just a great night. You know, it was a great time to spend with your friends and just reconnect and just really great. So it was just so awesome. And he is such a fantastic friend. And, I mean, now there's a lot of pressure that I'm putting on myself because I'm thinking, dude, this needs to be, like, the best, like, wedding ever. Like, my sister's a wedding photographer, so I need to, like, get her to film the wedding. And we need to just make this the best thing that has ever happened. But, yeah. That's all I have for you. That was the story. I just needed to tell someone that. Oh, man. So I don't know, you know, it's crazy the way relationships can go with things getting, like, out of control, like, you know, distance separating you, and, you know, how, like, just really time going by, and just life really catching up, and you're realizing you need to adult more, and you need to, like, be an actual grown-up and do grown-up things, and you start losing connections with old friends, or just distance starts happening. But I just have to remember that as long as you're both making an effort and you're both serious and you're both good friends, it doesn't matter if a year went by or 2 years went by at all. You know, that relationship's still there. It just hasn't had the chance to really, you know, bloom in a while. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, wow. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. Let's see. Karina's going to bed. Good night, Karina. I'm actually right behind you. I think I'm going to go to bed, too. I usually stay up way too late, and I end up forgetting what time it is, and this goes on way too long. And that's never good, you know, because we have church tomorrow. I'm sorry. So you should vlog your experiences as best man. Ooh, I should. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to start vlogging that now. Oh, man. Dude, I know for a fact that the bachelor party will turn into some version of a hangover. The hangover is going to happen. I'm going to lose Brian. He's going to be on the roof of a hotel somewhere. Oh, man. That's funny. That's good. Well, I think this was a good live stream, you know. I was able to get my feels out there and talk to you guys about food and life and relationships and all kinds of stuff. And feel like it was really nice. I think we'll end on this note. I know that I have to go to bed soon. I'm sure you guys have to go to bed soon, or you've had to go to bed soon for the past three hours or 5 hours, or you're just waking up, and then in that case, have a great day. But for most of us, or a lot of us, I wish us all a good night, a good evening, and we all sleep well, and we're able to make the best of the day tomorrow, and just recharge and get there. And so yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Usually I can just pause and make a cut and then decide what I want to say and then say it, and then it all looks smooth, but it's not really smooth. It was well thought out and well edited, but I can't do that this time. Oh man, Melanie, you can't leave until I'm sure you've eaten. All right, Mom. Actually, I already ate. I'm probably gonna eat a little snack before I go to bed in case you really care. Jocelyn, the best live stream so far. Smiley face. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I hope Brian doesn't watch this because he's gonna be like, dude, bro, now you're making me cry. And he's gonna call me and he's gonna talk about how he's crying, then I'm gonna start crying, and I'm in the middle of class, so all they know is that I'm in the middle of class and I'm crying on the phone. They're like, whoa, he's probably getting broken up with right now. And then like he's gonna be in the same situation, and we're, everyone in his class is gonna think he's getting broken up with, and I don't know. So I hope he doesn't watch this. Well, hey, you guys have an awesome evening. Thank you so much for watching. I love all you guys. I feel like every time, and I know this is getting like a little emotional, but like I feel like every time that we can spend Saturday nights together, I get closer to you guys. I'm recognizing your names, I'm asking you questions, and we're just hanging out. And that's the coolest part. Sometime in the future, we're gonna be able to have like split screens of all of us just like in an orb around us, and we can just chill out with like 100 people. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be hectic, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, for the 4th time, I'm actually gonna do it this time. Thank you for watching. Love you guys all so much, and I will catch you in the next live stream and in the next videos that are gonna be released over the next days leading up to the live stream. Feel free to spam me anytime you guys want on Snapchat. Just spam me. Just be like, yo, what's up? And I'll be like, how's it going? And we can just hang out and chill. I don't mind. It's actually, I get really bored, so I want you to. So for the 5th time, have a good night, and I will see you guys later. Peace. And I actually know how to end it this time.